like you're standing next to me. You're forever on my mind. You're forever by my side. Won't you hold me closely? I don't wanna fade away. Please just watch over me. It's not easy. Your love is immortal. Your love is immortal. Your love is everlasting. You're always by my side. It's the only thing that I need. Your spirit gets me by. Your love is everlasting. You're always by my side. It's the only thing that I need. Your spirit gets me by. You're part of every breath I take, light that's shining over me. You're there for every choice I make, guide to help me find my way. Won't you hold me closely? I don't wanna fade away. Please just watch over me. It's not easy. Your love is immortal. Your love is immortal. Your love is immortal. Your love is everlasting. You're always by my side. It's the only thing that I need. Your spirit gets me by. Your love is everlasting. You're always by my side. It's the only thing that I need. Your spirit gets me by.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the fifth season of the JAF. And as you might notice, we've made a little bit of a difference compared to the previous two races. As you can see now, we are having a little bit of a live image of myself in my commentator's booth instead of a static image of myself posing on the with the British background. Um, if any one of you really want to guess like where did I take a photo of that picture, who has always been the background for the past 3 races, feel free to drop by in the chat and maybe fancy a guess where did I take that photo? But yes, once again, welcome along to the 5th season of JAF. We are right here once again in Europe, and we're here in Portugal. This is the Portimao circuit, and it's also the first time that the GF would be racing here in Portimao. So, in case for you, in case this is your first time with if you're joining GF for the first time, let's have a quick recap of this season. For the exhibition race, which is race number 0, we did go to Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah Street Circuit for the exhibition race. And then we headed over for the first race of the season in Austria at the Tuscan Hills, whereby we did our first race there, won by Destiel. And for the second race of the season, we went back again to Saudi Arabia, basically the same Corniche Street circuit. And now we're right here in Portugal. So pretty much a really, really interesting scenario here, whereby we're, well, we're here in a brand new circuit, brand new drivers as well. So anything can happen as every race in the JF. So in case some of you are not really up to date with how the season coming along, let's carry on and have a look at the current championship standings of the GF thus far. So once again, here is current championship standings. We have Takamansa leading with 34 points. And having a sizable lead, Takamansa has not won any of the 2 races thus far, and yet he's leading the race. Kong in second and third, tied with Destiel, both with 26 points. And in fact, both of our race winners are tied in second and third. They've only won a race, but they have failed to finish, or have been hampered somewhat in their race. That's why they're down to second and third. So it proves to you that actually it is really going to be a race of consistency, and it's not going to be a matter of how many races you win. And so forth. We've also been noticed that Williams have a score of -1 point. That's because of Skipper. Skipper in the previous race, we know he did a really, really good job in Saudi Arabia. He did a fantastic race. Actually, supposedly our race winner in Saudi Arabia, but unfortunately just getting tipped into a spin by Wayne. And as a result of impulsivity, he decided to use his reset a track function, which is forbidden by the race rules, and as a result has resulted in a 10 championship point reduction for his standings in the driver championship as well as constructors. So a little bit of a shame for Skipper, but the rules are the rules, and once again, it really proves to how brutal the rules here are in the JF, whereby every single infraction will incur you some kind of a points penalty, and not in terms of penalty points, but the championship points. So Skipper with a net result of -10 points for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix last time around. And let's not forget that we had also another driver, Psycho. Psycho has got multiple kind of infractions, and that's resulted in him getting 4 points deducted, 2 points for an incident with Ryan, and another 2 points for an incident with Beesim. So quite a little bit of a disappointment for the Alpine team. As you can see, the Alpine only has let's see how many points they have. Alpine only has about 28 points. So Psycho actually he did finish well in Saudi Arabia, but just as a result of those penalties, he's been relegated down the order. And well, we know Psycho has pace, but he's really out of the top 10 thanks to that incident. So it just goes to show that how the GF endeavors to inculcate a culture of fair and clean racing over just being fast lap over lap over lap, because we aim to create a culture of professional racing here. The skill level, it is still optimal for you to perform well, behave yourself on the track. So, and that explains how Tacromancer, just by behaving yourself on the track, and let's not forget, Tacromancer also did not set a lap time in Saudi Arabia, is now our current championship leader of 34 points. In fact, leading by 8 points from the pack. Let's bring you through the current Drivers and Constructors Championship. The top 10 and Drivers Championship stand the top 3, as we went through earlier, was it's going to be Takamasa, Kong, and Destiel. Magazine in 4th place with 23, SSTD in 5th place 15, Heejin 14 points, Momo 12, Wayne also with 12 points, and ending with Ryan with 8 points. So it's interesting to note that Alfa Romeo, they may not have the pace of front runners, but then being consistent in midfielders has allowed them to be both drivers in the top 10, have each in the 6th and Ryan 8. And Alfa Romeo now in 4th in the standings as well. Aston Martin, we only have Takumasa's effectively scoring points with 34 points. Alpine with 28 points, 6 points behind. Obviously, with Kong with 26 and Psycho with 2 points. And it's a huge gaggle of teams right there. McLaren, Alfa Romeo, Haas, AlphaTauri, Ferrari, and Red Bull Mercedes, all with already more double-digit points. It's just Williams, by likes of Skipper and Sinpo. Both of them, unfortunately, not having a good run of points so far first 2 races. So for both of them, they're going to have a little bit of a tall order to catch up. So that's it for current standings, and pretty sure that most of us really want to meet our current drivers, like especially for those new, for the first time watchers, you really want to wonder like, hey, who are these drivers in the first place? So without further ado, let's bring you the drivers, the drivers profile. So first up, let's go to the Alpine team, which consists of we have Kong and Psycho. So this is our Alpine team. We have Kong, Psycho, both drivers made up of rookies. Kong, especially, with a fantastic lap of 127.7 in Bahrain, easily matching Destiel's time. So let's not forget, Kong has lots of pace on this belt there. Especially relative to the rest of the field. He's one of the fastest drivers in terms of setting hard laps and in terms of race pace as well. In fact, what I reckon might just be the only driver to actually to rival Destiel. So, in relative to that, Psycho, as a matter of fact, right opposite, because he is actually close, in fact, more than 5 seconds away from Kong in terms of his Bahrain hot lap. So, Psycho clearly not having a pace that Kong has, or probably just not seeing a proper lap of Bahrain. Bahrain might just be one of his weakest seconds, but both of them bring rookies. And what I can foresee here is that both of them may have the potential to become, Kong may have the potential to become our next champion. Just needs to abide more by the rules and just make less mistakes that will cost him less penalties down the road. So, Kong, a little bit of a rough start for the first 2 races, but pretty sure he just might take over Taco by the end of this race. As for Psycho, just needs to put up the socks a little bit and just get over the game. Currently deep down in the standings, but still 2 points to his belt. Just needs to abide more to its giving other drivers more space on the road and just prevent himself from getting into trouble in terms of like getting tickets issued by the other drivers and getting investigated by the stewards. So Psycho definitely having pace. In fact, outperforming his potential based on his hot lap. Pretty sure that the pace differential between Kong and Psycho over a single lap is not going to be 5 seconds. I reckon probably it's going to be in more within a range of 1 to 2 seconds for Kong and Psycho. Now, the other team that we will be going through today will be the AlphaTauri team, which will be consisting of Mistake and SS38. So let's have a look at the AlphaTauri team based on SS38 and Mistake. So here's the AlphaTauri team, SS38 and Mistake, both rookies as well. Mistake, actually, having prior experience in another league series known as the TRS. So Mistake, not exactly new to the sim racing scene. And as a matter of fact, both of them having a very similar place right there. Both of them in the 129s. Clearly midfielders. We have SS38 with 129.0 and Mistake with 129.7. So honestly, if you're wondering if it's going to be weird calling SS38 every single time, especially in qualifying or looking at him through the race, for the uninitiated, I've spoken to him over the previous few days. His name, SS38, actually stands for Shahir Sharudin. So probably I'm just going to call him Shahir if it's going to be easier. And today it probably denotes his car number, which is car number 38, which is, oh, that's correct. And I'm not sure if mistakes going to call car number 3, but I think it shouldn't be a mistake because it was probably Daniel Ricciardo has car number 3, as this game is still based on the F1 22 game. So we're not going to probably see mistake car number 3. To this point, I have no idea what's his car number, but I'm pretty sure that his car number would be somewhere between the numbers 30 and 39. So that's it for our AlphaTauri drivers, and let's head back to the circuit, whereby it is already 8:56 p.m. and 4 minutes left before we commence the race. In fact, the qualifying session. Sorry. So back to the Portimao circuit. We have 15 corners in this track, and it's interesting to note that this track is meant to be a MotoGP track. It's not really a Formula One track. I mean, the track the first race held in Portimao was during the COVID-19 pandemic, whereby more races. Actually, this was one of the supplementary tracks, which is meant to supplement the other remaining tracks during the COVID-19 pandemic during 2020 Formula One season. So it is going to be quite interesting to see drivers race in this Portimao circuit, especially in the sim racing scene. Now, we do know that the Portimao circuit, especially for this, we do know in this kind of new circuits, it is usually a Lewis Hamilton who will normally excel in getting himself acclimatized to this new circuit. So I'm not sure, in terms of the GF, which one of these drivers would be going to perform like a Lewis Hamilton. It's going to perform in such a way that they're going to get used to a fairly new circuit rather quickly instead. Now, the Portimao circuit is definitely not one to be messed with. It may look simple, but it's going to be a mixture of it's going to be a mixture of slow, medium, and fast speed corners, and especially it's going to be a series of long corners, especially through the final section. We have 10s, 14, and 15, the Sagres and the Gulf corners. And that's going to hold a huge challenge for the drivers who are going to negotiate the final corners, because if you're going to make a mistake through 10s, 13, for example, it's going to compromise the exit, and that's going to mean your whole sector tree is going to be gone, especially if that means compromising your exit through Sagres, and Gulf is going to be bad as well. Now, another interesting point to look out for is turn number 8, which is a Samsung corner. Now, yes, I know Samsung is the phone manufacturer of Korea, but no, we're talking about a Samsung corner. We see turn number 8 right there. As you can see on the second map right here itself, the entry to turn 8, to the turn 7 to 8 is going to be flat through 7, and you're going to pick a breaking point into 8. And it's a downhill section to 8 as well. So drivers are going to have a lot of trouble in trying to decide when are they going to brake and what line should they take into turn 8 as well. And pretty sure that is going to be the corner where many drivers will spin and lose the grip into turn 8 as well. And if you're going to spin into turn 8, obviously we all know what's going to happen. It's going to be a yellow flag or potentially a safety car kind of incident. But in the qualifying laps, if you're going to mess up your entry to 8 as well, then your exit into 9 and 10 is going to be subsequently affected. So it is going to be a circuit of consistency and just trying to keep a car on track. And now, especially in the Portimao circuit, especially in the Formula One game series, EA has actually demarcated the track limits rather strictly, and it's set to penalize. It is set to penalize the drivers who are going to run really wide, especially in this series of corners as well. So now, especially turn 1 and turn 2, where there's so much runoff area, we're potentially going to see drivers just make full use of the track, or just clip the corner, which will send the car outside the track. And that's going to be a massive factor in qualifying, whereby, especially in Q3, if you're going to take the car too much into the corner, you're just going to have your lap time invalidated, and especially for drivers in the full runs, and that's going to ensure they're going to lose your lap as well. Now, drivers are really getting ready, and we can easily get a drivers to start. I believe the drivers are really eager to start the qualifying session now, and yes, it's time to go. Drivers are already putting on the helmets, and we're going to start the qualifying session any time from now. So it's going to be 3 qualifying sessions: Q1, Q2, Q3. As this is the full qualifying format. So, which of these drivers are set to take pole? Any predictions made by the crowd? You can put yourself into the chat box and let us know. So far, let's have a look at attendance today. We have a total of 16 drivers. 16 drivers who will be participating today. Is it 16? No, sorry, we have a total of 18 drivers. 18 drivers who will be participating today. We are only missing the likes of Nick and Easy Turtle. So 18 drivers are expected to join us today in the circuit. Sorry, 19. Because Destiel is in there, and yeah, sorry, 19. And Noiterate is the driver who's replacing Easy Turtle. And Nick, Nick is the only driver who's not coming in. So we have all drivers here except the Mercedes. We only have B-Sim in Mercedes to carry the light to the team. So every team will have both drivers in except the Mercedes. So I'm not sure if B-Sim is going to pull off Lewis Hamilton here, but oh no, Lewis Hamilton has his own garage. So B-Sim assuming the position of George Russell here, but either way, it is a dry track. 18 minutes of running starts now, and every driver, apparently no driver is eager to get out. Every driver is just trying to get their setups ready, and probably, let's see who blinks first. Now, I'm not sure how the track evolution works in F1 22, but it has been affected over the previous 2 races. So, I'm pretty sure that drivers would be really, really trying to leave it as late as possible to let the other drivers, let the rivals, in fact, set their lap times to get them to clear in a second. Oh no, Nuts is out. Nuts is our first driver out. Let's look at Nuts. So Nuts is our first driver out. And it has car number 19 as well, so see how it's going to perform here. So Nuts should be the driver who's going to set our benchmark lap time. And it has. So second driver out, that's Ryan. Ryan's in the Alfa Romeo is on an out lap. So as you can see, Nuts, he's taking it really, really slow and easy here in the house. He's not trying to force the car anywhere. He's just trying to warm up the tires and just keep the car under control. He's going through sector 2 at the moment. So let's look at Nuts, just rounding up turn 13, turn 14, and just getting ready to go. And he's off. Let's go on board with Nuts, who will be starting a hot lap here in Portimao. Let's go. So, Nuts, now he's starting his lap time. He will have quite a bit of traffic ahead of him. But light of, I would say, is that Kong? No, sorry, that's a Williams ahead of him. I think that's Sinpo. Sinpo's on the out lap. I'm sure he's going to get out of the way as well. Clearly, that's getting a little bit hampered with traffic there. And Ryan has spun, I think, his yellow flags in sector 3. And meanwhile, we're just looking at Nuts, who's that. Oh, Sinpo's, he's not doing a good job there. Sinpo's just getting in the way of Nuts a little bit, and it invalidates his lap. So Sinpo, by just getting in the way of Nuts, has resulted in Nuts invalidating his lap time. Now, what about Ryan? Ryan clearly having cleaned the run. Let's look at Ryan, who will now be the driver setting on benchmark lap time. Ryan is now having a clear track of him. So this will result in us. This will result in Ryan actually getting a good benchmark lap time, provided he doesn't mess the lap up. Let's hit sector 1 time. Sector 1 is pretty good. That's the 22.8 by Ryan. Drivers behind him actually starting, and actually Kong on the medium tires. If Kong's on the medium tires, goes 4 tenths faster than Ryan. So Ryan very pretty decent in the softs, but as we highlighted earlier, Kong, who's on in the Alpine car, having way more confidence on the track, and Kong is definitely a contender for pole position right here. It's like, oh, this Ryan gets a little bit argy-bargy right there through turns 11 and 12. It's finish from 5. Kong, not a pole this time, clearly with the traction on the soft tyres, favouring Ryan. But Kong still 3/10 ahead of Ryan as of the second sector. Ryan is now rounding up the final corner to set a benchmark lap time. Is going to be a 119.3. Kong is going through the final corner clearly with way quicker pace with a 118.915. So great lap away from him. Maple Leaf goes past in the 119.12, tens down on him. Taco Mensa next across the line for 117.8. Great job from Taco Mensa. Mangosteen, another driver on the medium tires. Mangosteen in the other McLaren. So McLaren's clearly splitting the strategies here. Mangosteen, how is this going to be? What's his lap time going to be from Mangosteen? How is he going to compare relative to Kong? Clearly slower and clearly going only P7, splitting the two Alfa Romeos. Sinpo is now the driver next across the line on the final corner. Sinpo does a 120.192. Not a good lap time there, as we see, but still other drivers invalidating the lap time. So Sinpo stays safe in P10. Destiel only P2, however, but let's not forget Destiel's on the medium tires, Sacramento on the soft tires. So if we're talking about relative phase, Destiel is still quicker than Kong by half a second. Now next driver to go on board with is, let's say on board with, well, clearly a few drivers on the outlap, so we have no idea what's going on, but Mustang invalidates his lap time. We don't know, but now Shahir, or should we say SS38? Is it SS38 on the screen? Yes, it is SS38. So Shahir also electing to go on a medium tires. So I mean, well, Shahir clearly, well, I don't know. He's in the midfield kind of pace, but interesting strategy going on medium tires, potentially saving a set of softs for his next run. But let's get on board with him. Let's get on board with SS38 to see how's his lap time going to be. SS38 now starting his hard lap. Techromancer just returning from the session. Clearly happy with the 117.8. Clearly thinking the 117.8. Clearly thinking the 178 is going to bring him to Q2. We're going to walk Conqueror into the stream. And Destiel is also retired from the session. Top 2. Really comfortable there. And Shahir has done the 22.6. So clearly measure. Oh, look at that. The medium tires clearly not bringing the traction to the soft tires. The Red Bull just getting out of the way right there. Shahir now rounding up through the next 3 corners, which is 10s, 6, 7, now into 8. Nicely done indeed, but clearly not having the speed of the soft tire around us. So Shahir clearly losing time to end this car in front of him. Is that Ryan? Yeah, that's Ryan. Does he have to back off? And that's the yellow flags as well. Shahir is backing off. So that's a lap time ruin for him, fortunately. Now, next driver let's go on board with, it is Psycho. Psycho is down to 22.6, but on the soft tires. So, Psycho just done a pretty decent first sector. Now, going through turn 8. Psycho just perfect set corner. Nothing too much on the throttle. This is sector 2 time. It's rounds through turns 10 and 11. 3-7. Not too spectacular. The AlphaTauris actually starting behind sector 11 and 12. I've got a feeling that those are probably warm-up laps. But Psycho clearly not warming up on the warm-up lap. It's clearly setting the time. Let's go on board with Psycho as he completes the lap. It is going to be a 1:19.6. It goes P9. But Wayne is now starting his lap. Now, we know Wayne has lost the pace through the first 2 races, but how will such a second like Portimao test his patience? Now, we know the Portimao second will require not just technicals, but also your mentals as well. You need to be psychologically fit and psychologically calm in order for you to do a lap in I don't know, is it gonna push too hard, gonna clip on the curbs and just send you off track? Or just gonna like have the mental affect you, have the whole mental state affect you and result in a poor lap done. But Wayne clearly, despite being the youngest driver in the grid, is not having that sort of thing. He's a really mature sector 1 done. There's the 22.4 and 330 in the second sector. Now this is gonna put him in the mix right here. So let's look at Wayne. It's probably gonna be a lap which is gonna put him right in the mix of the upper few. As more cars completing the laps. Let's see if there are any updates to the standings. Not quite. So Wayne currently down in P16. Of course, this happens to the lap. Let's have a look. Wayne does the 1:18.5, goes P3. That should bring him safely out of the relegation zone. Nuts now. Now Nuts, Ramen, and Momo, our 3 winning drivers, are currently on hot lap. So let's go with Nuts, the first driver to complete the flying lap. So Nuts and Momo on the soft tires, Ramen on the medium tires. So let's look at Nuts. Just completing his final sector. Play it not too spectacular though for Nuts. Must have made some kind of mistake somewhere because he's only done a 1:21.8. Goes last here in 17. Ramen now and the medium compound tires. Let's see his lap time here is going to be a 1:19.8, goes P14. Momo, however, Momo also getting held up once again by Sinpo. Sinpo's holding up. And this is not what you want to see on a circuit like this. Sinpo once again getting away with other drivers. Similar to what happened in Saudi Arabia. And Sinpo, is he on the hot lap? I'm not sure, but he's clearly not getting out of the way. This is definitely going to attract the attention of the stewards here. Does this happen at Momo's lap? He definitely should have done better. And Momo has himself only done a P12. Definitely got happened by Sinpo right there. Well, is that Sinpo true? Sinpo only going to a hot lap now, I think. Is he? I'm not sure. No, he's holding him up. I think Sinpo's made a mistake somewhere. But he stays 17th fastest. It's not what you want to see there. I mean, we expect drivers to give way to other drivers on their hot laps. And yeah, Sinpo trolling as usual. I don't think so. Let's not make such comments. Want to conquer in the comments, but just unfortunate that that incident is noted by the stewards. Sinpo might be in a bit of trouble right here. So let's go on board with other drivers. Let's look who's on the hot lap. It is going to be the Alfa Romeo of Jason Tan. Or, is his name Jason Tan? Oh, Mochi. Oh, just briefly call him Jason. I mean, this is what we're saying on this, yeah, this is what we're saying on the screen. But Mochi, let's go with Mochi. Yeah, I think Mochi is a better name. So let's go with Mochi, who's starting his hot lap. Really clear track now, as most drivers in the pits. Mochi, with his first sector, is going to be 22.5, personal best. First sector. And, oh, a little bit off. Oh, I think he lost it. He lost it back end down into the sharp hairpin of a turn 5, and he's decided to back off. So he has to take the tires to one again for another day. Now let's go with Momo and Kong. Momo and Kong, who have just started the laps. Momo on the soft tires and Kong on the medium compound tires. So Momo, let's go board of him. Coming through the long straight now. Momo, not even a personal best in the first sector, 22.6. So clearly losing the time. Kong on the medium compound tires has done fastest. The purple first sector there at 22.288. Fantastic first sector from Kong. Now what can Momo do? Momo is actually a bit of danger there after getting his lap time hampered with Sinpo. He is currently running 12th fastest. Cut-off time for Q1 is 1:19.8 by help by Ramen. So Momo only has 2 tenths between himself and the relegation zone. He definitely wants to improve there, and he does. He's already 4 tenths up in the second sector. Kong as well has done a purple second sector. So let's look at these 2 drivers who are set to actually have huge improvements in lap times. Track evolution possibly playing a huge part right here, but whatever it is, it's definitely going to attract the attention of the drivers who are currently in the pits. Momo improves all the way up into P7 at 1:19.125 as Kong does not improve. He does improve, but only just within 0.3 of a second from Wayne. Now, Mochi Peach going for a second round. He's on a personal best first sector. Mochi clearly thinking those soft tires to last him, which I think he does, because he's on a very decent first sector. So let's see, second sector, can he match it? Not quite, it's not personal best. I believe he's taking a bit too much of the tires, but he's still up on his current time. Possibly still able to get a time done on his soft tires. Can he get up in further up the top 10? Let's have a look. So, Mochi now have a lap time of a 1:19.6, actually losing time in the final second. Those tires not doing me any favour, but still it's time to go into pits and go out for one extra run. Now, Shahir has invalidated his lap time, so let's get down the driver. Let's go on board with Noindirect currently in P15 after improvements somewhat. He's now in the relegation, so no, this not improve. Now, B-Sim will be the driver to look out for. No, B-Sim has backed off as well. Lots of traffic on the track now, and it's not going to do drivers any favor. Maple Leaf has decided to retire from the session. He's not, he's happy with that place. P6, no, mistake. Mistake is now on the hot lap, currently in P18. Multiple yellow flags everywhere, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to affect much of lap times, but Mistake now. Mistake is improving. Mistake is improving his lap time. It's a personal best, sector 1, personal best, sector 2, but I don't think those improvements are enough to bring him into Q2. And it's rounding off 10s, 14, and 15. Mistake now through 10, 15, goes flat out. Oh, goes very wide down, Mistake. And he's certainly going to lose a lot of time. He's going to the pits. He's going to back out of the lap, and he's going to carry the day. Mistakes into the pits. Now, what about Noiderit? Noiderit is now having to face off lots of traffic. We're going to start hot lap, but now we'll bring you that. We'll bring more updates into that later on. But let's go on board with Magazine, who's invalidated his lap time. Many drivers are invalidating lap times right now. So it is a really tricky situation here. Noiderit goes P3, so that brings B-Sim into danger, who is starting in his start lap. Now, let's go on board with B-Sim, because this is potentially his final attempt. B-Sim now in P15. How about Ramen too? Ramen is also completing his lap time. And can Ramen knock B-Sim out? Ramen is starting his lap, I guess, but B-Sim is now the driver to watch. B-Sim, first sector, not quite there. His 6 cents down. There's nowhere close to bring him out of the danger zone. And it's now Ryman is also spun out. He's making donuts into turn 1 and 2. So Ryman's definitely not going to make any changes right here. Nuts now. How about Nuts? Personal best sector 1, personal best sector 2 as well. Nuts, who's completing his lap time now into sector 3. Nuts currently plumb last, but can he make a difference in sector 3? Can he even get out of Q1? It's a big question to ask. Simple and Mistake also on the outlet, but now it's Nuts. To the final sector he goes. What's it going to be for Nuts? Oh, just not having the confidence in the final sector. So, did he lose time, Dai? I think he did. He did lose time, and it's only going to stay last with 1:21.5. Now, what about the final two there? B-Sim has one final run at it. B-Sim quits. B-Sim quits. So, B-Sim thinking that lap time 1:19.7 is going to bring him dividends. So that's going to be interesting here for B-Sim. But now the question is Robin and Sinpo. Sinpo, who is now starting his lap. Let's go on board with Sinpo, who is now with 49 seconds left on the climate, is starting his hard lap. We go on board with Sinpo now. Keep an eye on the lap times now for Sinpo. Sinpo is now negotiating in the first sector. There is a yellow flag in sector 1 because Noiderit has decided to retire on track. Would that distract Simple a little bit? I'm not sure. Let's see the second times. It is not distracting. It's 22.6. Fairly decent there from Simple. Now, Simple is known to be really decent in sector 1, whereby it's not too technical. It's going to be more of a high-speed section of the track. But now in sector 2 is where all the techniques come in. The technicals. How you can negotiate those corners. What line do you take into these corners? 10s, 9, 10, 11. Just have to. Oh, he misses the apex there, but is that a strategy for Sinpo? No, he's lost time. He's actually run away. He's made a mistake there, Sinpo. Now, That's not even a personal best sector 2. Mistake, actually has gone 6 tenths faster. So Mistake actually doing huge improvement. Mistake is back off. Mistake actually is back off as well. But Simple now should the final corner. But can you do it as Roman spins? Roman spins is the same P16. But can Simple displace anybody in the top 15? No. Roman retires and Simple into the pits. So it is going to be end of Q1. We have 4 retirements. It is going to be Ramen, Simple, Mystic, and Nuts. And Noiderate, despite making the top 15, we have reports that he has damaged his car. So that is it for Noiderate as well. Noiderate will start from P15 as well. We effectively have 5 retirements in here in Q1, despite only having 19 drivers. But that is it. Yes, clearly the owner of JAF is not happy with Simple's performance here. We all know that Simple, he is a 4-time JAF contender. This is the 5th season here. Simple, the only driver in the field to participate in all 5 seasons of JAF as a driver. And clearly, Love Sunny Bunny, aka WC Pro, not really happy there. Bloody hell. Bloody hell is a 119. No, it is a 120.192 there, WC Pro. And unfortunately, only starting P17 on the grid for Simple. So here we have it. Our 4 retirements from Q1. It'd be Nuts with 129.5, Mistake with 120.7, Simple with 120.1, and Ramen with a 119.891. Noiderit with a fantastic lap of 118.4, but just choosing to be in it, and we'll start P15 at best. So, let's break for the action. And now, we conclude Q1, and we're just about to start Q2 fairly shortly. So here's our timing here. Techromancer with a fantastic banker lap time of 117.8 to start here. Wayne, surprisingly, going to P2 with 118.2 there on the soft tires. But look out for those drivers on the medium compound tires. Now, we're not sure what is the pace differential between the mediums and the soft compound tires here, but the likes of Destil, Kong, Skipper, and Maple Leaf, as well as Assassin, is a very, very tight midfield there. Let's look at that. Now, only 1 second separates Skipper from P5, all the way down to the elimination Simple in P17. So 13 drivers separated by 1 second in the midfield. Let's go on board with the drivers in the Q2. It's going to get underway. We have a total of 14 drivers who will be participating in this 15-minute session. Now, in case you're wondering why there are only 14 drivers instead of 15, that's because Noiderate, in case you've just joined us, has an issue with his car and will not be taking any further part of qualifying. So, disappointment there for the Ferrari team. But at least we have Momo. We have Momo still there, but Heejin has disconnected from this session. Just EA ticks. So, hopefully Ryan can do the jumps for him, but... Oh, Zakate, in-race steward, let's not forget, give him a little shout out. Zakate is also left the session, so... yes, we do have an in-race steward who is currently spectating the session. Formerly, for the first 2 races, we did not have a steward in the lobby, so having Zakate in the lobby is definitely a very welcome fact, because definitely is best if a steward monitoring race. I'm checking for any potential infractions by the drivers, such as exploiting track limits, getting tangling rally cars, and especially here in qualifying, impeding other drivers' hot lap. Especially look at the gaggle cars that are coming out right now. We have 4 cars who just came out of the pits at one go. We have Aston Martin, we have a McLaren, we have Alpine, we have Williams, and in front too as well. We have Destiel, as well as Ryan on their current outlet. So really busy track at the moment. I'm pretty sure these drivers would be rather eager to get going with their on their laps at the moment. So let's go on board with Destiel. Let's go on board with Destiel with a now completing this lap, and we'll enjoy the Haas engine as we carry on that lap. So Zucati has actually Zucati has actually given up on that. Lap time is back off. He's invalidated his lap time as a matter of fact, and unfortunately, that leaves him vulnerable to other drivers who, well, currently he do not enjoy the luxury of having the track to himself. So Destiel, unfortunately, having to give it up, and now it is actually Ryan who has the better lap time, and Mochi push improving there, 118.8 lap times to 4 across the board as more drivers set the lap times. Skipper now having a little race with the Haas right there. Skipper will go fastest with 117.798. Fantastic lap from Skipper. So here's already 8/10 fastest. Taco Mansa does the 117.7 as well. So time just falling across the board. Are we going to see faster lap times? Destiel is in the pits currently, but now more drivers setting lap times. Wayne has invalidated his lap time, but now let's go on board with, let's have a look. So the lap time is going to be Momo and Heejin. Traffic all over the place. Momo with a 22.4, Heejin with a 22.2. Fantastic first sector from Heejin. Where did it come from? So, wow, we're not expecting a pace from Heejin, but look at that 22.2. Fantastic there from Heejin. Now, Momo here. I'm not sure if Momo got hampered by traffic. There's more traffic at him. That's when the lights on Wayne in front of him. But now Heejin has to go through the same traffic as well. Now it all depends on where you capture the traffic here. But Momo apparently just carving a pathway for Heejin there. Now Momo flew 1-0 in the second sector. Now matching Heejin. Now Heejin currently losing turn to Momo in the second sector. All in the third sector to play for Momo versus Heejin here. The head-to-head battle between the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo. Game on in the sector 3. It is going to be the difference who gets knocked out, who stays here in sector 3. Let's take a look. Let's go boy with Momo. Momo through turns 14 and 15 here. Momo does a 1 minute 18.649. Heejin beats it just by half a tenth of a second. It goes 118.603. Now, look at Wayne. Now let's go boy with Wayne again. Let's go on board with his lap. You can tell that wasn't it by Wayne. That is not the lap time that Wayne would have won, but I can tell that he's not being patient this time. He's clearly feeling a bit of emotion behind the wheel as BSIM spins. BSIM, another one, just falling victim to the Algarve International Circuit. BSIM has made a spin and also invalidated his lap time. So, Yellow flags all plays. I'm not sure what his damage those tires. Mangosteen next across the line goes P5 of 180.3, just close up to Maple Leaf. Destiel still on the medium tires. Destiel on the medium tires still. So definitely just saving his softness to the end. But can Destiel do something here? Is it going to be Destiel magic? Is it going to be on pole? Decent enough goes P3 on the medium compound tires. Fantastic there from Destiel. Where is that pace coming from? But now the two Alpines, Psycho and Kong. Let's have a look at them. How are they going to perform here? Kong is on the soft tires. Psycho on the soft compound tires. Let's go on both Kong. Now, how are they going to compare the lap times? Kong is definitely the more confident of the two here. Psycho's first sector is a 22.6. Kong is now just negotiating through 10th tree. So both of them still carrying on their ways. In fact, the only two drivers not yet set their lap times. Now through the very hazardous Samsung corner, turn 8 for Psycho. It's pretty well. So potentially there's more pace in the Alpine car that we saw despite his Bahrain hard lap. Now, Rob Psycho retreats first, second sector. Not really good, it's 3.7. But Kong definitely has more pace under his sleeve there. Definitely not a time which is going to bring him to Q3. As we see Kong with 32.6. That is purple. That is purple for Kong. But Psycho, how good is that lap? Let's have a look. For Psycho, it's going to be a 1 minute 19.388. That's not enough. That's not enough to bring him to Q3. But Kong is definitely going to relegate Wayne Boopy Doopy out of Q2, it goes P5, relegates him at 118.0. But wow, it is held as tied up there. We have Taco Mensa with 117.7, Skipper also with 117.7, Destiel SS38, and Kong. All 5 drivers within less than 3/10 of each other. So, well, clearly, I mean, Kong has made a mistake somewhere, but clearly, I don't think Kong is really feeling comfortable with the soft tires. Maybe he's taking a bit too much of the soft compound tires, that's why. Psycho, clearly, I think he's going for another run, is he? Oh, Psycho is going for another run. I think, yeah, Psycho is going for another run. He is. But he's losing time for Psycho. I think, yes, I think the Alpine cars not really friendly to his tires, and that's why they're just losing out. They're just losing out to, in terms of the lap time right now. Surprisingly, Kong just taking so much of his tires over the course of a single lap. Now, that's going to put him out of running for pole position in Q3. If that's the case, the team will need to find a way to reduce the tire wear if they want anything out of Q3 session. So Kong definitely staying out instead of retiring, getting on the car despite that lap time. To give himself a bit of practice for Q2. He's back in the pits, but definitely needs some kind of miracle here. Now, how about this driver? BSIM in a Mercedes. Now, this is a driver that needs a bigger miracle. Anyone else? Oh, he spun! Oh, he spun just as you're looking at him. And I'm pretty sure that this is commentator's curse right there. The moment we keep an eye on him, he's already out. And he has a broken front wing. BSIM is just trying to get... Oh no, and it's making donuts right now. Yellow flag in sector 1, and he needs going back to the pits for new set of front wing and new set of tires. Wayne now, hopefully does not make some mistake. He's coming through sector 1. He needs to run the arrow in his first flying lap. But Wayne now, I think having a way cleaner run. See his first sector time, but that was the banker. Now this is the real one, a 22.1, a mega first sector from Wayne. Now that's what we are talking about. Look at that. Clinical through turns 5, now through turns 6, turn 7. Now clearly, now he is showing the pace of the Red Bull car. Wayne Boopy Doopy, potentially now going for a hot lap, which is going to set up the times on fire here. What is Sector 2 going to be? Kong's highest. So Kong clearly thinks that he's going to go there, but wait now, what are that? 7/10 faster in Sector 2 alone. Now this is going to be a blistering lap time. Pay attention to Wayne. And, wow. I think now that's going to set Moshi Preach really starting in the garage now, because now he knows that this lap time is going to put him out into the relegation zone. Wayne now through the final sector. True turns 15. All the way straight into the... Here the finish line is a 1:17.9 goes P3, and he can safely retire with that lap time because he knows that a P3 time is going to be safe for him. Now, how about Ryan? Ryan is not safe with that lap time. He's down in P13. Ryan's the next driver in hard lap. He has a whole track to himself. This is definitely going to aid him there. He's made a personal improvement. It's 2/10 up in the first sector. But I don't think that's enough. He needs to make up almost 3/4 of a second in order for him to get up into Q3. Let's get Ryan now. Into the long hairpin there. It's gonna work. He does. Oh, he's already 6.5 tenths up. So 52.9. So this could be the lap time that counts for Ryan. It's gonna be for Ryan now. Through the final corner. Long right hander through 14. Now, just plays the car where he wants to be for 15 there for Ryan. What's this lap time gonna be? Is it gonna be enough to put him out of Q2? It is just a 1:18.5, which puts him right in front of his teammate. But now the worry is for Ryan is that he needs to charge up the sides and bring it in for another lap, because the whole barrage of cars behind him, from Momo to BSIM, P11, P14, they are coming out now, and they are on an outlap, and they are on a fresh set of tires. First driver to talk about that, it is going to be Psycho. Psycho will be first driver to start a hot lap. As well as Moshi, sorry, Mochi and Psycho. Let's go by Moshi first. Moshi is now on a hot lap, and that will be his one only run. He is making a personal best in Sector 1, a 22.404, as Psycho has went onto the gravel, and that is the end for Psycho's qualifying session. He's into the gravel territory, but now contenders include Momo, Mochi Peach, and B-Sim. Let's look at what with Mochi Peach right now in the Aston Martin. Keejan's to the pits though, so Keejan, I'm not sure whether that's a little bit of a strategical error for the Alpha Romeo team, but that may potentially be detrimental for the team right now, because now Mochi Peach has also set a personal best in Sector 2. So both Alfa Romeos vulnerable here, as Mochi Peach being the first driver who might potentially displace the Alfa Romeo out of qualifying. How's the final sector going to be like for Mochi Peach? Let's have a look. It's going to be 1:18.584. That's it for Heejin. He's down to P11. Momo now starting his lap. B-Sim has invalidated his lap, so Mochi, well, Ryan is safe, but Mochi is still a little bit teetering on the edge here, because Momo has done a personal best Sector 1. All eyes on him. Momo has done a personal best Sector 1 by about 6 1/1000ths of a second. It is all going to play for in Sectors 2 and 3 for Momo here. Let's have a look at Momo. Sector 2 time is going to be... Oh, he's lost time in Sector 2. He's lost time. But how Sector 3 is going to be for Momo? He needs a mighty Sector 3 to get out here. But not in matters anyway. He only needs to make up 6 1/1000 of a second. Oh, that was a very wide line there through Momo. That's a very, very wide line. He's definitely lost time there. It's not good. It's not a good 10-14 for Momo. He's going to compromise his exit. I think he's going to lose time there, has he? No, yeah, he's lost time. So Momo is out in Q2. Shocking there. Every time Momo has been a really consistent performer throughout, especially during season 4 of the JAF. I was his teammate. Momo has consistently made Q3 with me for a huge part of the season. So a bit of a shocker here to see Momo out in Q2. And once again, Ryan, despite not having the ultimate pace in season qualifying, he's been in Q3 again. So Ryan having a really he has an easy claim his lucky stars right there. Ryan is really lucky with having a P9. But unfortunately there for Heejin, a bit of a strategical error by the team's part has left him out of Q2. That's it for Ryan. Ryan is out, and pretty sure there'll be some kind of discussion in the Alpha Male pit wall in view of that. So that's it. Our 4 retirements for this session. It will be Heejin with a 118.6, Momo with just shortly behind him, Psycho with a 119.3, just running off the gravel there. Fortunately, the marshals has retrieved the car, and finally Vsim with a 119.7 in P14. So that's it. Once again in Q2, Techromancer just doing it once again. That P1 from Techromancer definitely gonna attract the eyes of lots of us right here. But what does Destiel have in store? Now, Destiel, despite being on this medium size, he is, in fact, only a quarter of a second behind. So keep your eyes out for Destiel, everybody. Q3 is just about to get underway. So here it is, Q3. 10 drivers, and all of them about to duke it out for pole position. Now, it's interesting to note that there are only, let's have a look, there's only 2 teams with both drivers into Q3. Now, we only have Techromancer, basically, sorry, we only have the Aston Martin teams, by the likes of Techromancer and Mochi Peach, and the McLaren by the likes of Maple Leaf and Mangosteen, who have both drivers into the Q3 session. So it's going to be interesting. And we have a barrage of drivers are getting out, and obviously Destiel with his setup ready, Destiel being the first driver out on track. So let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at him. Destiel through 10-5, 10-6 now. In fact, all drivers except Wayne are out. No, Wayne is out. All drivers on an out lap. Now, it's so important here to get a banker because you never know when you're going to invalidate a lap time. You never know when you're going to spin out track. You never know when you're going to hit the wall. So, all drivers basically taking lessons from the first 2 qualifying sessions and now deciding that, hey, it is the time to go. It is the time for me to get a lap time in. And it is the time for me to get something on the board in case anything happens. I have some form of insurance against my starting position. I do not want to start P10. I want to be somewhere up the grid. So that's exactly the mindset of drivers here. But obviously, who's having the luxury for the whole track to himself? It is going to be Destiel, who is now starting his hot lap. Let's go with Destiel, who will be setting our bench for lap time using his banker lap time. So, Destiel through turns 1, 2, now turn 3, the largest corner. Uphill into turn 4 for the first speed trap of, in fact, the substrate there. And it's our first sub 22 time of the session, 21.966. Obviously, we have a lot of pace at Destiel, and we're about to see how quick he is through these tiny twisty corners in the Baltimore session. Sector 2. Down through the Samsung corner, turn number 8. Perfects it nicely. Uses all the track without losing much traction there. Here comes Destiel. Now, through turns 9, 10, 11. Perfects the corner here once again, using it all the track and showing he does not exceed track limits at 52 flat in Sector 2. How about the driver behind us? The Shahir is about 2/10 down on him in Sector 1, now 4/10 down in Sector 2. But let's look at Destio, how he's perfecting the final corner, uses all the track. New run what? I don't know. But true 10:15, what's it going to be? Is it going to be a 1 minute 17.260? What about Shahir? Can he do a 117 as well? Well, I mean, he did in Q2. Well, he can, I think. He can. But it's already 7/10 down on Destiel. Skipper, also another fast driver there. He splits them both with 117.7. Kong, next shot. Oh, Kong, he ditches it. He ditches his lap time. Oh, surprisingly, and Taco Manson's disqualified. Oh, now posted it from previously. One of the previous two sessions has been disqualified for going the wrong way. Yes, it's disqualified. He has been disqualified for. Oh my goodness. So a drastic turn of events here in the JF already before the race. We have our pole sitter for Q1 and Q2 disqualified from the session because he made a spin somewhere, I believe, and the game has detected him going the wrong way. So Taco Manson will start P10 at best. No matter if any driver crashes out or whatsoever, he's going to start P10. Sorry, they're going to start P9 if they crash out. So, Taco Manson with a very unlucky move there, just spinning at the wrong part of the second. Now, I reckon that's going to be turns 13 and 14 because it is so difficult to have a car pointing the right way without opposing the direction of the general direction of the track. So, potentially the game has detected him going the wrong way and chose to disqualify him, if anything. So, Taco Manson would start only in P10. But we all know Taco Manson is a consistent performer in races. He has good race pace. He is definitely a driver who is known to have a good strategy as well. So let's have a look at what Taco Manson can do from P10. Potentially, well, he is our championship leader. So I'm pretty sure he has the mentality to perform when he needs to. So, 9 drivers remain. Well, I mean, yes, we have 9 drivers remaining. 1 imposter, not imposter, and 1 Taco Manson out. 9 drivers remaining. With 6.5 minutes in Q2 remaining. And yes, we have official confirmation from the stewards that yes, he did spin. And really unfortunate there that the game has detected him going the wrong way indeed. There was nothing he could do. So as far as Taco Manson is concerned, he will need to fight for another day later on the session. So, we have 2 drivers out of the outlap. It is going to be Kong, our first driver across the line. And yes, let's enjoy the Alpine engines as this will be a sound effects lap on board Kong. And let's bring on board a lap with Kong. Oh, he's neck of the lap. Is he? Yes, he's neck of the lap. So that's it for Kong. He's made a mistake in the turn 2, just losing an end there. But I'm pretty sure he'll carry on a complete lap because he's only driving down lap time now. So Kong, that's it for him. But now the next driver across the line is Destio. So let's have a look at Destio, who's now setting himself up for not a quick lap. So let's have a look at Destio now. And once again, enjoy the Ferrari engine of the Astra. Dusty pits. Well, he did go purple in the second but deciding pit. So interesting strategy from Destiel, perhaps going for the track evolution, but out of drive it. So look, Shahir now is in the flying lap time. Shahir with a personal best second 2, and it goes P3 with 1:17.578 just behind Map Leaf. Now, what about dropping across the line? This is Wayne. Wayne actually doing pretty well. Oh, just losing the rear end out of 10-13, potentially affecting his exit in the 10-14 as we highlighted. Let's look at Wayne. How much would that be improving? How much is it going to cost him there? Wayne whoopie doopie down to 10-15. It's going to be a 1:17.651. Goes P4. I don't even know he has much more pace than that. Now, what about Ryan? Ryan's slightly far behind. Ryan is 1.1 seconds up on his previous time. Blistering second 2 there for Ryan. What can Ryan do in the final sector? He's picking his line perfectly here, Ryan. He just has to air him out perfectly. Got a ball on the throttle nicely indeed. Ryan through 10-15. Now, Ryan, across the line he goes. It's going to be a 1:17.118. Goes P6, a 1:18.278. A lap time that we weren't expecting to see from Ryan, but wow, I believe that's even faster than his time show time there for Ryan's. Great lap there. So we now have a Gaggle cars coming out on the out lap. We have Mochi Peach, we have both McLarens, we have Kong as well. Kong now is starting his lap proper. What can Kong do? Just nice on the markers there. Now Trudlai goes up into the hill. Watching Kong now just on the curb. Kong now all the way straight into 22-0. Matches Destiel in the first sector. Just a happen of turn 5. What can he do right here? The Samsung Con as well. Kong just knows that he really wants that fight to Destiel because Destiel is his direct championship rival in the standings. With them tying points, just to forget. Kong still 2 or 3 tenths down on Destiel in sector 2. He needs a mega final sector in order to do something, but we all know how much he's taking out those tires. Don't forget the 2 McLarens as well behind. On a very interesting strategy. Let's go board with Kong first. See what time it's going to create. It's going to be a 1:17.6 goes P5. But look at the 2 McLarens. They're going neck and neck. So Maple Leaf actually out there to give Mangosteen the toe. This is an interesting team strategy for the McLarens. Look at this. Maple Leaf and Mangosteen. Now, Maple Leaf is not setting the time set. Is going to improve himself, is he? Is he? Yeah, indeed. No, Maple Leaf is improving himself. He's improving himself. So Maple Leaf actually in contention for pole here. Look at this. So both McLarens are improving right here. Maple Leaf improves to P2, but more importantly, Mangosteen out to P7 1:18.213. So good teamwork there from the McLaren, and this is why we have teammates for. This is why we have the JF4. We want cohesion with the teammates, and the McLaren team has exemplified that perfectly. Destiel improves to 169, but we can't forget about how the McLaren team is doing it. Both teammates improving each other up the standings. And now, unless any of the other drivers have any answer for it, we look at that. Skipper and Kong. Skipper and Kong are now the 2 drivers that may displace somewhere out of the field. We have a huge time midfield between P2 and P6. Only 3 tenths separating them. Can Kong have any answer to that? Kong has no answer to that. He says P5. Skipper actually not making a lot of time there. Can Skipper do anything about it? Let's go boy with Skipper. Skipper across the line. He does improve to P2. Oh, he takes up Maple Leaf. What a mega final sector that was. Where did that come from, Skipper? So 1:17.368. Wow. So that is it for qualifying. It's going to be Destiel clearly taking the pole position time by a huge margin. That's 4 tenths of a second. But Skipper, what a lap that was. P2, 1:17.3. Maple Leaf with 117.4, Shahir with 117.5, and then Wayne and Kong nipping top with P5 and P6. Nothing is separated between them. 117.651, Kong with 117.653. Then another gag off midfield cars. Mangosteen with 118.2, Ryan 118.278 as well. Mochi 118.6, but the biggest disappointment for this qualifying session, Techromancer, who is not here to perform. We know Techromancer has a massive time trial time within the 116s and it could be in the fight for pole, but just so unlucky to get disqualified out of the session. And pretty sure that all the other 9 drivers will be really happy to have get a free spot out of Techromancer's disqualification. So we're gonna have a fight on all hands once the race begins. What a top 10 that was. Really. You wouldn't get any much more action here other than here in the JAF. So here's the standings, everybody. We have Destiel with 169, Skipper with 117.3, and then Maple Leaf with 117.4. Pretty sure we all weren't expecting any of such lap times to occur. But look at this. This is why we have the JF, and this is why we all know the JF is meant for dramatic action and, no, even qualifying. So the question now is, what a storyline. What can Techromancer do from P10? Now that he's lined up his teammate, what can the Aston Martin duo do? Are we going to see another McLaren like duo, another kind of collaboration we're going to see in the race, like what Maple Leaf and Magazine have done here in the qualifying session? So can Aston Martin replicate that teamwork that they do? And another question is, what can the back markers do? What can we see the likes of Simple, Beeson, and etc. do when it comes to the race start? We're about to find out soon. But now, let's go for a short break. And in 5 minutes' time, we're about to see you once again for the main race event. Don't go anywhere, and see you again.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stopping.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're right here in Portimao. And in case you missed out on a very exciting qualifying session, let's bring you back the results of the qualifying session once again. So, forming up the grid, we have Dusty on P1, Skipper in P2, Maple Leaf P3, Shahir in P4, Wayne in P5, Kong in P6, Mankasi in P7, Ryan in P8, Mochi and Takro lining up P9-10, basically two Aston Martins, Heejin in P11. So we're going to see both Aston Martins in being in the Alfa Romeo sandwich, and Momo in P12 in Ferrari, P13 we have Psycho in Alpine, Beast in P14 in the Mercedes, one and only Mercedes there. So a bit of a trouble start for Mercedes because we know that he's only Mercedes. We do not have the like of Nick today, so Beaton would have lots to do here for Mercedes from P14 to score points. Nor the rate in the other Ferrari out of the Momo. Ferrari also back down to P2 and P15. They will definitely have lots of work to do. Ramen in P16. Sinpo in the other Williams. Now, the rest of the grid is a huge Williams sandwich because we know Skipper's in P2. Sinpo all the way down in P17. So this is a huge talking point right there. Now, so what can Simpo do from P17? We know that there's still drivers behind him, but Zakati is I don't know why he's joining as racer, but I don't know. If you're mistaken, P18, not P19, but Zakati, our steward, has decided to hop into the other Mercedes car. So Zakati, if you're in chat, I don't know why you in the car when it's supposed to be in the steward's room to, stuff, but yeah. Hopefully you can like get back next to me and probably like do your student duties. But yes, that's a grid of 19 cars. I'm doing 20 to cut a car. 19 cars for the Portuguese Grand Prix, round number 3 of the JAF. But now, without further ado, let's bring it back. What are the highlights here of Portimao? We say that this is a track whereby it does not only require your technical knowledge, but it also require you to keep a very calm mind as you bring car across the track, especially during the qualifying session. Now, one lap in particular that we really realized that was really of our particular interest because it was a lap that it really seemed that the driver was underperforming, but when he's actually clearly you can tell the driver was really, really flustered under the helmet. That was by Wayne. Let's go on board with that hot lap that I